This is the hole looking down from the top. And I'm going down there, get a bit of water out and do a bit of jackhammering. One thing I'm going to have to do is extend this ladder out and poke it up the top, because it's got to the point where it's a bit hard to get onto the ladder. So I better do that today, or before next time. I'll probably do it next time I go up, actually. Now that I've mentioned it, if I don't do it and I fall down, I'll feel like a right dickhead, which I've sort of gotten used to over the years, but prefer to try and avoid things if I can. You can get a bit of water out. I can jackhammer with the water in there, but it splashes up in my face, and I don't like getting wet stuff all over my face. It's uncomfortable. So do that first, jackhammer. Just thought I'd show you a bit less water, and I opened up the ladder, stuck it up the hole. Now the hole doesn't look so deep, but anyway, so it's good. I know I can almost stand with my head under this beam. That'll be a major moment in time when I can do that. Gonna need another probably 4 or 5 inches or something.
That's what she said.
Alright, quick blast with the jackhammer. Got a fair bit of rock to get, a few big bits, and a few middle-sized bits, and a lot of stony sort of crap. So I'll dig that out and do the standard thing, classify it and use it for my shed. Another little sub-project I've got going on. Just wanted to also mention, so measuring or estimating the current using DC resistance, which is resistance is DC, I suppose, but it's just an indication. I'd have to go back to my school books to work out how to do it the proper way, the sort of RLC type calculation, resistance, inductance and capacitance. I have to work it out, but it's less than the DC estimation that I did, because as well as the resistance of the windings, you've got the inductance, mainly inductance, which not much capacitance in those coils at that frequency. So anyway, that's that. Hopefully badly explained. It's just what I call a gross error check. Just sort of estimate that things are about right. But yeah, I should measure the actual current. I don't have a clamp meter, so maybe I should buy one. I do have one of those things that you plug into a power point and then plug your fridge into it or whatever and see how much it draws. So I could probably try that. Or I could buy a clamp meter and strip back a section of cheap extension cord, because when you use a clamp meter, you just got to hook it around the active or the neutral. Should be the same, but usually the active. So you hook it around the active to measure the current. If you just hook it around here, for example, if everything's okay, then it should read 0 or very close to 0, because the current going that way in the active is the same as going that way in the neutral. So the overall magnetic field, which is what the clamp meter measures effectively, the overall should be 0. Now of course AC doesn't go this way and that way, it sort of goes a bit of both ways, but anyway, I think you know what I mean. If you really want me to explain it any more, ask me a question and I'll have a crack. And yeah, one of these days I will buy a clamp meter. I've been wanting to buy one for a while. But I will try out that plug into the socket thing. I've got a few of them around the joint, so I'll dig one of those out and try it out. Pop it in here or something. Put put the video on. I think it stores the peak. If you reset it, I think it does store the peak current. I know it stores the power over time in kilowatt hours, I suppose. But I've never tried to use the peak current measurement. Anyway, I'll stuff around with that one day. So Lexi's got down to the point where the bottom of the hole is about somewhere where he's going to start the roof of the tunnel. So dig down a bit more, start going across, and need to come up with a way of putting a roof in as the hole goes in. I'm sure there's at least a half-assed plan around that. Keen to see how that goes. Here, down at the bottom of the shovel is fairly stable rock. So I'd be pretty confident if I started, look, if the roof of the tunnel was sort of here somewhere, I think that'd be okay. But I'm going to dig down a bit because obviously I'm taller than a foot. So I'll dig down a bit and keep on looking at what it looks like. But I'm pretty confident so far it's pretty good. There are some mines around this area, not really close to here, but like within sort of 10 k's, I suppose. And the haulage drifts that they've put in are really pretty stable, and they haven't collapsed much at all. I'll guess they're about 100 years old. I don't know, maybe not quite. And they're pretty good. The ones that sort of will get all collapsy and sketchy are the ones where they follow the fault in. It's where the gold is. So they follow the fault in, and sort of by nature, fault zones are unstable. So that's that. So my tunnel will be, I suppose, close to the equivalent of a haulage drift, which was essentially a tunnel that they dug in almost horizontal to meet up with the mining area, the stopes or whatever, and then they dump the ore in the ore carts and drag it out the haulage drift, so they can get more ore out per day or whatever, however they measure it. And they're usually slightly uphill, because the theory is you push the ore carts in slightly uphill, you fill them up with a whole lot of ore or muck or whatever, and then the slight decline helps them run down the track. But the other thing is it helps the water run out, because water doesn't run uphill. This is my 4th, 5th and 6th bucket. We've taken up 3. Those who are good at maths will have worked that out already. Yeah, one side effect of the big jackhammer is you end up with a very jagged base. If you can see that, sort of see it's quite uneven. I'm not complaining though, because it's a lot quicker than the other one, so small price to pay, and I don't have to get on my knees. It's always good. Yeah, so I've probably got another, maybe even 3 buckets. There's a fair bit under there. I'm going to call it quits after this, go and make some dinner, and never know, I might get a chance to get down here again tomorrow. It's Monday after work here today, so that's quite rare that I get to spend a few hours down here on a Monday or a weeknight, any weeknight really. Quick driveway check, quick shed check. Back of the shed, I think I've shown you this before. So this, you can see how much of a lean it was on. There's 3 bricks height on the back, and the front's about the same level that it was, maybe a little bit higher, because I didn't want the water running in under the shed. I wanted the water running up to the front and then down into God knows where. And then you can probably spot the second shed. That's actually the 3rd shed. but the second in this row that I've got to do the same way. So once I've done this one, I'll start that one. Thought I'd end the video the same way I started, looking down the hole. A good bit of progress today, it's good. Anyway, till next time, I will talk to you on the next one. Look forward to our updates. Keep on digging.